Every full moon, when the moon is high and bright in the velvet sky, something magical happens. A hidden market appears amongst the clouds. It can only be seen by those with a kind heart. One such kind-hearted soul is Milo. He's a little hedgehog who lives for helping others, but he does it in a very quiet way. See, Milo is a bit of a wallflower. He was terribly shy and would rather do good deeds for his animal friends than hang out with them. That's how it was for most of Milo's life. Then one day, as the moon shone bright in the sky, Milo noticed something peculiar. As he peeked out from behind his log, he saw something that made his jaw drop. Right before his eyes, the clouds parted, revealing an unbelievable sight. There in the sky, floating above the trees, was a market filled with all sorts of wonderful things. Curious, Milo decided to investigate. So he set off towards the market, his heart pounding with excitement. As he approached, he heard beautiful music floating through the air. And when he looked up, he saw a magnificent hot air balloon made of moonlight, its basket filled with glowing lanterns. Hanging from each lantern was a tiny, exquisitely carved box. And as the gentle breeze caused the balloons to sway, the boxes opened, releasing sparkling motes of light into the night sky. It was a spectacular sight. Then, suddenly, one of the lanterns broke free from its moorings. It tumbled through the air, desperately trying to right itself before plunging toward the dark forest below. Seeing the danger, Milo dashed forward and, without thinking, jumped. He reached out a hand and managed to snag the lantern before it hit the ground. "Whoa!" Milo exclaimed, surprised at himself. He had never done anything so daring. But as he looked up, he realized he wasn't just any ordinary hedgehog. The moonlight shone brightly on his spines, making him shimmer like a hedgehog version of a shooting star. And as he stood there, bathed in the moonlight, Milo felt braver than he ever had before. When the lantern saw that Milo had caught it, it began to sing. "O kind sir, catch it sang, for I am lost, and my song has gone astray. If you return me to the market, I will grant you a wish." Milo hesitated. He had never been offered a wish before. Usually it was the other animals who needed his help. But now that he had a chance to wish for something for himself, anything at all, he knew what he wanted more than anything. He wanted to see where this magical lantern had come from, so he tucked the lantern under his arm and headed back to the market. As he walked, he met the most peculiar characters. There was a cat juggling flaming torches, a wise old owl made of clouds, and even a friendly dragon made of mist. But no one paid any attention to Milo. They were all too busy bartering and trading in the market. Finally, Milo came across a small, unassuming stall. Next to it sat an enormous telescope pointed toward the night sky. "Excuse me," Milo squeaked, trying to get the stall owner's attention. But the old turtle barely glanced at him. "What do you want?" he snapped, not looking up from his wares. I just wanted to ask where I could find the source of the moonlight," said Milo. The turtle sighed and gestured with his chin toward the telescope. "If you want to see the source of the moonlight, then look through that telescope," he said. Hesitantly, Milo climbed the ladder and peered through the telescope. He gasped. High above in the night sky, he saw a magnificent star, much larger than any he had ever seen before. It was surrounded by swirling mists and looked like it was close enough to touch. But as he watched, his heart sank. He realized the star was fading, its light growing dim. Suddenly, the turtle cried out, "Oh dear," and explained that the star was the source of the market's magic. Without its light, the market couldn't function, and the animals who depended on it would be in grave danger. Determined to help, Milo climbed down the ladder and approached the star. As he got closer, he heard it calling out to him, and he understood. He had to bring the star back to the market in order to restore its magic. But how could he do that? Then he remembered the lantern. Perhaps it could help. With renewed determination, Milo dashed back to the clearing where he had found the lantern. But when he arrived, it was nowhere to be seen. Just then, the cat from the juggling act appeared. "Looking for this?" he asked, holding the lantern in his paws. "I found it while practicing my act. Want to trade for it?" he offered. "I'd like to take you up on that offer," said Milo, reaching for the lantern. "And for your kindness, I shall grant you a wish." The cat's eyes widened. "Oh, I want to join the circus," he exclaimed, and with that, he vanished. Now that Milo had the lantern back, he hurried toward the star, hoping he wasn't too late. As he approached, he heard its voice again, this time calling out his name. "Milo, Milo," it beckoned. "Catch me if you can." And with that, the star shot across the night sky, soaring through the clouds and diving between the trees. Milo pursued, clutching the lantern tightly. Finally, the star stopped, hovering just above the tallest tree. And as Milo climbed the branches to reach it, he looked back. To his surprise, the entire forest floor was covered with animals from the market. All of them were looking up at him and the star, their eyes shining with hope. And in that moment, Milo understood. The star hadn't called out just to him. It had called out to all of the kind animals in the forest. With the help of the lantern, they had brought the light back to the star, and with it, the magic of the market returned.